Hi, my name is Samantha and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to create a navbar with Vue Js just to demonstrate to you how easy it is to create a navbar in Vue Js. Okay, so right now I have a navbar component and I have an app.vue, and in my navbar component I'm going to create the navbar and I'm going to attach it in my app.vue. So right now in my navbar, it is empty, and I have created this project with Vite, this Vue.js project with Vite. Vite is the fastest right now, and I really enjoy building Vue projects with Vite. So this is what the project looks like right now. It is empty, and if I go to console log, I can see that there are no issues with this project. So right now, let me build, let me write what I'm gonna put in my nav bar. Okay, so it's gonna be called nav items, and I'm gonna go home. Suppose I am building a website for a beauty salon. Okay, beauty, I don't know, hair. Okay, and then facials, and then about us, and there could be another section for contact us. Okay, so right now this is what the navbar looks like, and I want to render all these items with a for loop in an unordered list. Okay, so this is an unordered list, and in here I'm gonna build um, a nav bar in here. So for there's something called a v-for. It's like a for loop, and it is very convenient for building nav bars, building anything. Okay, it's a for loop and it needs a key, and I can put the nav as the key in here. Nav is unique, and in here I'm gonna put all the nav that it's going to, this for loop is going to loop through all the nav items. I can call this nav whatever I want, but I chose to call it nav. It could be nav1, and then I would have to put nav1 and here, nav1 and here. Or it could just be, for simplicity, let's keep it simple. Okay, so let me import this navbar component into our app.vue. Okay, import navbar from components navbar.view. And in here, it's going to be navbar. And okay, so let's see. Okay, so we have an unordered list of all the items. Now let's build a navbar with it. It's very simple. Okay, I'm gonna go to the here, and in the style section, I'm gonna make it scoped. And in the style section, I'm going to build the LI. First of all, I want it to display inline. And next, I want it to have a width of 100 pixels, height, display inline, and height, I don't know, 100 pixels, and background color, I could make black, and color would be white. Okay, let's see what it looks like. That doesn't look very good at all. I'm gonna put some padding in it, padding 10 pixels, and I'm gonna put a margin in it, okay, margin of 5 pixels. Okay, so now it looks like a decent navbar, okay? And I could put a hover effect in here, okay, Li hover. Every time it hovers, I want the cursor to be pointer, and I want the background color to turn white and the color to turn black. Okay, here, see? And while it turns black white, I want it to have like a border of 1 pixel solid black. Okay, so let me see. All right. Okay, now it looks decent. So in here, we just generated a navbar, but this is not a dynamic navbar per se. This is a navbar that I have hard coded in here. But what if you have navbar items that are dynamic? That's why I've built this, okay, a navbar.json file in here. And in here, I have components that are coming from an external source, okay? So probably like suppose they're coming from an external source. So I want to display all these items inside the navbar. Okay, so right now I'm gonna show you how to build a dynamic navbar, okay, in Vue.js. In Vue.js, okay. So at first we would need to import the JSON file. Okay, import nav from uh, navbar.json. Okay, so in here, at first we can't just build a navbar and like that. It's not easy. We have to do something with the data that's coming in. Let's see. At first, let me use the created hook and console log the nav. Okay, console log and see what's coming in, if the data is coming in. Okay, it looks like that the data is coming in. Okay. Okay, it looks like that the data is sorry. It looks like the data is coming in, and it looks like not the kind of data that we would just take and put inside our array. Okay, first of all, it's an object, and we have to create an array. So let's create an array, okay? Let R, first of all, let me create items array, okay, an empty array in here. And in here, let's call it R, okay? So let R object, there's something called object.entries that converts an object into an array. So in here, I would like to convert nav into an array. And now let's console log the R, and let's see what we're getting. Let me delete this console log so there's no confusion. And let me see what we're getting. Okay, so we got an array, okay? We got an array of 2 objects. So as you can see, the one, there's like an array of 2 for every object that was there of 2 items. The first item is just this, the title, and a number. The first is the 0, the number, and the second is the main data. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna get the second. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Oh, this is not what I was looking for. No, no, no. I need this. So yes, we have to take care of this data. We can't deal with data like this. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna build a for loop for let I equals to 0, I is less than r dot length, and then I plus plus, okay? And in here, inside the for loop, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna push all the items, push all the entries that we have in here. So what I'm gonna do is that I am going to items, this dot items, okay? Items dot push array I and 1, and then dot items. What is it called? Dot item. Let's see what we get in the console log. And see what happens to the console log. I think I made a mistake. Items is not defined. Oh wait, I have to put this dot items, this standard practice in Vue. I have to put this. Okay, so it's still not in the format. Okay, so I have home address. I got everything. I got everything inside the items, and I hope I could explain it to you what happened. Okay, so let me explain it to you why I did this particular line in here. Okay, so at first we were getting the console log array. After converting the nav items into an array, I was getting a console log, and in here there are two in here. Okay, the first is the number, and the second is the item, the data. So even in here, the first is the number and the second is the data. So that's why the number one is the second because it starts with a zero. So this I put in here, okay? I, and then this one from here, the one from I and the one from, here. And dot item, okay? Dot item is home, and then that dot item is address. So I hope you understand what I tried to do in here. So right now this dot items is displaying exactly what I wanted to display. So instead I could, I don't know, make another navbar. Okay, let me make another navbar. I don't want to mess that up. Okay, in here I could put item and in items, and the key would be item. Fingers crossed. Let's see if it works. This is a dynamic navbar from external source. See if it works. All right, it worked. Yay. So we have created a dynamic navbar where all the information of the navbar was coming from an external source. Um, It could come from anything, but in my case, it's just a JSON file, but it could come from an external source, okay? But you know what to do in here. You have to convert the object to an array first. And, let me put a break in here because it looks really bad. Okay, let me see. Okay. Now, what I want to do is conditional rendering. Okay, so suppose this is this beauty salon. It could have a product page or maybe doesn't have a product page. Maybe you work for two beauty salons and you're making a website for two beauty salons. And in here, um, maybe one of them has an e-commerce and the other doesn't, and you want to build the same site. I don't know. So right now I'm gonna do is that this will have item. Okay, this will have a product page because I love Vue.js. I love Vue.js and I love playing around with it. So that's what I'm doing in this tutorial. I'm just playing around with it. So in here, if, okay, so let me create a computed statement. For this kind of thing, it is always safe to create a computed statement, okay, and call it uh, if it exists, product if e-commerce exists, okay? So if e-commerce exists, what's going to happen is that return, it's going to return a true or false, okay? So what I'm going to do is that if uh, e-commerce exists, what I'm going to do is that I want to prove that if these two arrays, if items dot includes a product page, then I show this navbar or something like that. It's just for fun. If do I use an e-commerce or not? I could just use the directly the if conditional rendering can be done directly. Okay, if nav dot includes nav items dot includes, call it, I don't know, what did I call it again? Products. I could do it directly in here. Let me see. Um, I don't think I can do it directly in here. I'm gonna do it directly in over here. Okay, render it. And then this is just a conditional rendering. It's just done for fun. The else or the else. Hmm. Let me do this in a separate div. Okay. Let me do this in a separate div and put this. Oh yikes! Put this in inside another div. Okay, and put this in another div. And VL. Okay. I'm curious why this VL statement isn't working. It's supposed to work. Okay. Yeah, that break. Okay, so if this includes products, show this, or show this. So let's see what happens. We're getting the one with the products. So this is a conditional rendering of Navbar in Vue Js, and we can do this using computed too, okay? So what we can do is that we can return true if if um return true if I don't know. Yeah, nav items if nav items dot includes products, or else return false. Okay, this could work. And instead, I could just put V show in here. V if e-commerce. Let me see what happens. Same thing happens. Okay, I use the computed. So I hope you understand how fun it is to build a nav bar in Vue.js. There's like a load of stuff that can be done very easily. And I know this video, I'm just playing around with Navbar, and I hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed making this video. Thank you. Have a great day.